Imagine a quiet, intimate world where time seems to stand still. In the painting, Girl with a Pearl Earring, a young girl looks over her shoulder, her eyes wide and lips slightly parted, as if about to speak. The dark background makes her blue and yellow turban and glowing skin stand out, creating a striking contrast. But what makes her expression so captivating? Is she curious, surprised, or perhaps lost in thought? Painted by Johannes Vermeer in the 17th century, this piece captures a fleeting, mysterious moment, leaving us to wonder about the girl's untold story. Stay with us as we dive deeper into her gaze and the secrets behind her enchanting presence. Girl with a Pearl Earring, painted by Johannes Vermeer around 1665, measures 44.5 centimeters by 39 centimeters. Created during the Dutch Golden Age, a time of cultural and economic prosperity, the painting exemplifies the beauty and elegance of the period. It is housed in the Mauritshuis Museum in The Hague, Netherlands. We're going to explore one of the most iconic and mysterious portraits ever created, Girl with a Pearl Earring. This painting is small, yet it holds an incredible amount of emotion and beauty. Vermeer was an artist during the Dutch Golden Age, a time when art, science, and culture thrived in the Netherlands. The girl we see here isn't someone famous. In fact, we don't even know her name, and that's part of the mystery that makes this piece so special. Now, take a look at the colors Vermeer used. Right here, at her face, you can see how soft and glowing her skin looks. The light on her skin makes it seem almost as if she's glowing from within, creating a sense of warmth and life. Look up at her turban. See that rich blue color? It's striking, almost otherworldly, and made from a very rare pigment called lapis lazuli. In Vermeer's time, blue was expensive and rare, showing us that he took extra care in choosing colors that would make her stand out. Then there's the yellow, bright and warm, which contrasts beautifully with the blue. Notice how these colors draw us directly to her face, creating a balance that feels just right. And the dark, almost black background, there's nothing there to distract us. It's just her, glowing against the darkness, like she's stepped out of the shadows to meet us. Now, let's look closely at her expression. Right here, see her eyes? They're wide and looking directly at us, filled with a gentle curiosity. There's something incredibly powerful in that gaze, like she's seeing us for the first time and is a little surprised. Move down to her lips, right here, slightly parted, as if she's just about to say something. This tiny detail makes her feel alive, caught in a moment that's almost frozen in time. It makes us wonder what she might say if we could hear her. Now, let's talk about the turban she's wearing. Look at those folds, how the fabric wraps around her head, with soft shadows and highlights that make it look so real. The blue and yellow give her an exotic appearance, different from what people wore in Vermeer's time. It makes her feel unique and adds to the mystery of who she might be. It's almost like she's someone from a faraway place, dressed differently, which only makes us more curious. Next, take a look at her earring, right here. It's a pearl, but it's unusually large, and it catches the light in such a beautiful way. Notice the tiny white reflection on it. That little touch makes it look shiny and precious, almost as if it's glowing too. The earring adds elegance to her look and is the reason this painting has its famous name. The way Vermeer painted it, so simple but perfect, makes it one of the first things we notice, along with her eyes. Look down just a bit to her collar and clothing. It's a simple brownish fabric, covered with a yellow cloth that wraps around her. Vermeer didn't add too much detail here, which is interesting. It's painted with broader, less precise strokes, unlike her face, which is so carefully done. This makes sure our eyes stay focused on her expression, on her eyes, her lips, and that shining pearl. And finally, let's take a moment to notice the background, right here, behind her. It's so dark, almost pitch black. This wasn't common for portraits during Vermeer's time. Most artists would add details in the background, but Vermeer chose to leave it empty. This emptiness makes her stand out even more, almost as if she's stepping out of the shadows to be with us. It feels personal, intimate, like she's sharing a quiet moment just with us. Now that we've looked at the colors, the composition, and the details of Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring, It's time to dive a little deeper into the themes behind this masterpiece. Let's try to understand what makes this painting so meaningful and timeless beyond the technical brilliance. One theme that stands out immediately is mystery and identity. Take a moment to think about the girl herself. We don't know her name, her story, or even if she's a real person or just a model from Vermeer's imagination. Her clothing, especially the turban, isn't something typical for a Dutch girl in the 1600s. This unusual choice makes her almost feel like a character, rather than a person we could know. It brings up questions of who she is, where she comes from, and what her story might be. The anonymity of this girl makes her feel timeless. She could be anyone, from any time. It's like Vermeer wanted us to fill in the story ourselves, which is why she still fascinates us today. Her face becomes a mirror, reflecting back whatever emotions we might bring to the painting, and that's what makes her so endlessly captivating. Another important theme here is the power of simplicity. If you think about it, there's really not much going on in this painting in terms of action or setting. There's no busy background, no elaborate outfit, no extra details to distract us. It's just her, looking at us with that gentle expression. This simplicity makes the connection we feel with her even stronger. It's almost like she's outside of time and space, just a pure presence. It reminds us how powerful a single moment, a single expression can be. Vermeer shows us that we don't need complex settings or a dramatic scene to create something powerful. Sometimes, just one human face, looking at us with honesty, can move us deeply. Now, think about the theme of light and presence. The way Vermeer painted her, she almost glows against the dark background, stepping out of the shadows. There's a beautiful metaphor here. It's as if she represents a moment of clarity, a sudden appearance in our otherwise ordinary day. This play between light and dark, her emerging out of the shadows, could symbolize how beauty or insight can come to us suddenly, unexpectedly, in the most ordinary of moments. Vermeer's use of light feels almost spiritual in a way, as if he's reminding us to look closely at the everyday, to see the beauty that might emerge from where we least expect it. Another layer of the painting is about femininity and beauty. The pearl earring she wears is an important symbol. Pearls are natural treasures formed in darkness, and yet they shine with an inner glow. It's almost like the girl herself. Ordinary, but filled with an extraordinary light. The pearl can also symbolize purity, wealth, or even something unattainable, which adds a sense of delicacy to her character. The way she turns toward us feels almost vulnerable, as if we've caught her in an unguarded moment. It's this blend of strength and vulnerability that gives her such an enduring charm and makes her beauty feel real and not idealized. She's not dressed as a queen or surrounded by luxurious objects, yet there's a grace and elegance that makes her just as captivating. Finally, let's think about connection and intimacy. The way she looks at us is direct but gentle, like an invitation. Unlike many formal portraits where the subjects are stiff and distant, she seems so close, almost within reach. It's like she's choosing to share a moment with us, but without giving away too much. This closeness makes us feel special, like we're sharing something secret, just between us and her. Vermeer has created a connection that feels alive, even across centuries. It's a reminder of how art can bridge gaps of time and place, bringing us face to face with someone from a completely different world, and still make us feel something deeply human.